What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So apparently the patch notes came out a while back, maybe about a day ago, and I wasn't able to really make a video on it. But now I do have the chance to talk about Season 10. I know it's kind of weird or kind of awkward right now because I'm still, playing Modern Warfare 2, but we could still talk about other stuff that's happening within COD Mobile. So the Season 10 update is pretty much very close to being released. We have like about a week left before Season 10 begins. I know the season has been going on by pretty fast, to be honest. And with, playing Modern Warfare 2 and playing the campaign, we kind of went through this season in a much more faster pace instead of waiting like another 35 days. So this was a shorter season. But yes, actually, let's discuss the patch notes right now just really quickly. So here is the first page of the patch notes. Keep in mind there's only 3. So some changes for the M16. They added a new attachment called the Wildfire Perk. So basically, this turns the M16 into a fully automatic assault rifle. I always thought about having something like this in COD Mobile. I've imagined it a few times. And I didn't really think it would ever be a thing because it'd probably be too overpowered. But knowing how COD Mobile is going to balance it, they're probably going to reduce the damage a little bit just so it wouldn't be too strong. So they did also make some changes to the AK-47, which is improve the recoil for the first few shots, improve sprint to fire. So they just gave it a little bit more speed and a little bit more recoil control. The RUS-79U also got improved range and improved ADS accuracy. So this probably means ADS bullet spread accuracy. As for the Hades, yet again, another buff. So they improved the sprint to fire, improved the reload speed, and they also decreased the range penalty for the rapid fire barrel. As for the CBR4, DLQ, Locust, Koshka, Outlaw, and the J358, they also improved their overall recoil. I don't know why they had a need to do that for the snipers, but I understand for the CBR4, it could be a little jumpy. As for the PP19 Bison, adjusted the damage, improved the chest multiplier, and they also added lower upper hand multipliers. So when they say adjusted damage, adjusted range, they might have, made the damage higher but lower the range, something like how they did with the Pharaoh. So that is pretty interesting. As for snipers, they added they added scope glint to the sniper scope. So basically when someone aims in from a long distance or even close by, there is going to be a light showing you that they are, aiming or aiming at you or someone else. You could still see it whether or not they're aiming, directly at you. So finally, the ZRG 20mm nerf. So the magazine capacity was reduced for anti-vehicle, added ADS speed penalties as well as reload speed penalties. So they didn't have to really reduce the magazine size. I mean, I personally didn't care. But, adding the ADS speed penalty and adding reload speed penalties was really the only thing that mattered to me. I mean, they could have kept the 5 ammo. It didn't really matter. But yeah, let's move on to the second one. So a very questionable nerf is the ASM-10. The Branson barrel, they added a negative leg multiplier. They basically took off the range boost. It used to be 15%. Now you don't get any range boost at all. It also increased the ADS movement speed penalties, added movement speed penalties as well for the barrel. And for the QQ9, another questionable change, they reduced the range that the monolithic suppressor gives, which it used to be 25%. Now it's a new percentage, maybe down to 12% or maybe even like 20%. So they also reduced the range boost. Oh wait, no, that's part of the monolithic suppressor. So they also added a ADS speed penalty for a 40 round mags or 45 round mag. So I don't think the QQ9 ever really had a penalty for that type of mag. I know it did have a penalty for the 10mm rounds, but never the 45 round mag. But it's whatever. The QQ9 is already a very fast gun anyway, so it probably won't be a huge deal. The Switchblade has also finally been nerfed, reduced damage, reduced range, reduced ADS accuracy. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit more skill this time around to use the Switchblade. For equipment, they also adjusted the throwing axe and the tactical equipment's throwing direction trajectory is now straight line forward. Added the ability to throw tacticals with the player's left hand. So as you guys remember, for the Season 10 was it the test server, you're able to actually fast throw certain equipment. This reduced a lot of time, when it came to throwing. Honestly, if you guys ever threw a flashbang or EMP, it does take quite a bit of time. So they made it faster so you could just get it out right away. And it does help, especially when you're trying to take down sentry guns. That happens a lot. Like, I do get shot a little bit in the process of throwing an EMP grenade. I don't die, but yes, I do get damaged. And, that damage could go a long way to getting me killed. So now operator skills. So Purifier, they reduced the usage duration. For me personally, I didn't have a problem with the Purifier being too strong because, the Claw was very strong as well. So it kind of equaled out for me. But if this is something that they had to do, I understand. For Reactor Core, they reduced their radiation damage. So it's probably going to take a little bit more to kill someone. As for the Hive, Trap's duration will remain if the player dies, increased damage. I don't know how really to feel about that. It does take a few shots to get rid of one little Hive seed. So, we're going to have to see how that goes. But knowing that it doesn't, go out once a player dies, it's kind of weird. But yeah, let's move on to the very last page. So, Bull Charge will be in use even if the player hits an object rather other than enemy players. Increased damage area. Okay, cool. Gravity Vortex will not affect the player using it. So you yourself are not going to get sucked into it. So you could pretty much be right there in front of it. It's not going to hurt you at all. I think that's very beneficial. As for Ballistic Shield, you're able to stand against explosion. So I don't know if this actually means reduced damage or like you just don't take any damage at all, at least if you're just facing the explosion head on. But when it comes to thermites, if you land a thermite, I'm pretty sure it's still going to damage anyone that has a ballistic shield. So we're going to have to see what happens there. As for the Equalizer, increased damage, increased movement speed, increased shooting duration. So yes, shooting duration, that might mean you get a little bit more ammo with the Equalizer. But you do get more speed as well as damage. For perks, overclock, increased operator skill, recharge boost. So I did have somewhat of a complaint about it. It was kind of like disclosed. It wasn't really disclosed. It was more discreet because I never really talked about overclock at all. But the operator skill recharge wasn't really that significantly fast when you use the perk. And I noticed that specifically during, diamond grinds and in free-for-all shipment, where like it maybe by like one kill it does increase the operative skill recharge, but it's not really significant. So I'm glad that they made it a little better. For quick fix, when quick fix is triggered, HP will start recovering, but at a slower rate than normal. That kind of defeats the purpose of quick fix, but okay. Tactical mask, increase the reduction of enemy tactical equipment effects duration. So if you're getting stunned, if you're getting flashed, and you have tactical mask on, it's going to be more effective. As for alerts, increase footstep hearing radius. And also for the Jackal, they reduced the health points. But for alerts, that one's pretty important because recently I did hear that Dead Silence did get a change to now it's extremely silent. So they had to kind of like meet people in the middle. So for people that want to still hear footsteps, they can use alert in order to hear people with Dead Silence, or even people that don't, a lot better. So I think that is a perfect balance. And, a lot of Call of Duties in the past have had that. If you ever play Call of Duty Ghosts, they had a perk called Amplify to hear enemy footsteps, even if they were using Dead Silence. So, yeah, there's always a healthy balance right there. So anyways, that's pretty much the entire Season 10 patch notes. There's not really a lot of significant changes. I don't think there had to be, except with the Switchblade and the ZRG. So now most of the weapons are still in equal ground. I still don't understand why they had to do that to the QQ9, just nerf it and everything. The Hades might actually be a lot more effective, so I am going to try that out once the update does come out. Keep in mind, I am still playing Modern Warfare 2, but it doesn't mean that whenever the new season starts, I'm just going to disregard it. I'm still going to play, but it's going to take a little bit of getting used to since, engines are completely different, with these two games. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe for some more COD mobile content. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.